let's do the setup for the Big Agnes Tiger Ultralight Bikepacking Tent. What I love about all Big Agnes stuff, I'm just gonna say, is it's designed by people who actually use it. So a lot of really cool features, really well thought out. Even the way that this bag is designed is such a tidy little package that can clip on, fit on your handlebars. But let's see how it sets up. All right. All right. I would typically, for the bivvy or the tent, have a really small piece of ground cloth. You can use Tyvek, you can use like an emergency blanket, the really thin Mylar, but you definitely want to protect these tents are super lightweight, they're durable, but you want to protect them from the ground. So I typically would have a small, super light ground cloth to put under here. All right, get the poles set up. These poles are really simple design. All right, so I like to get the 3 corners stabilized first, so I know what's going on. It even comes with this. This is a emergency tent pole splint, repair splint. So if in the field you had a tent pole bend or break, this is a little splint that is there as a field repair. All right, and you just clip these in. So this tent, you can see, you can use it just with the mesh. So it would be kind of like if it were just buggy, but it were really hot, you could use this tent that way. Or of course, we've got the waterproof fly that we'll put on top. It makes it basically makes it a 3-season tent. And kind of, if people are wondering the difference between a 3-season and a 4-season tent, 3-season is probably sufficient for most people, unless you're like, you know, in the Arctic and the winds are blowing, you know, like 40 miles an hour and you're spending a lot of time in that kind of situation. What makes a tent 4-season is a lot of the wind aspect to it. But even in winter environments, for most people, 3-season is going to be absolutely sufficient. All right, this little guy goes across here to kind of stabilize and open things up. All right, so that's the shape. You can see now this is where you want to stake out the shape of the tent with your super lightweight stakes, your handy rock. And that's to you stake it out, one, so it's not going to blow away, but also to maximize the space inside. So you want to pull all those corners out so you've got maximize as much room as this tent has to offer. If the ground is super hard or frozen, or you can always use trees to tie to. Sometimes I'll just bring a little bit of extra super light string to sort of pull things out if you were in a situation where staking it out isn't going to work. But this is really good ground for this right now. All right, you can already kind of start to see how big this is. It's definitely doable for 2 people. You'd want to like each other, but super cushy if it's just you. So we can get an idea for the size. It's got doors on each side, which is really nice. So if you are 2 people getting in there together, you don't have to crawl over each other to get out. So you've each got 2 sides. You can use this as a mesh bug tent, would be great. You could even take this alone if, like, say you're going to Baja or you're going somewhere that's really warm, but it might be buggy. You might not even need to bring the Rainfly. Keep in mind, you don't have much privacy when you're in there like that, but it could totally be a summer, like, beachy kind of a tent. One of the features I'll show you before I put the fly on, because you can still see it, is I don't want to get grass inside. Always take your shoes off when you go in the tent. You can see this big mesh piece right here. This is a storage. This is kind of somewhere to, like, throw your headlamp. It's basically like a shelf that's inside the tent. So it's a really nice feature to throw your headlamp, throw your toiletry bag, or anything else. They've also got pockets right here for, like, a cell phone next to you while you're sleeping, one on each side. These little features, they don't seem like a big deal, but it's the kind of design feature that makes a tent, like, really usable, like you could live in it. So I really love this shelf thing. I think it's a really cool feature. All right, let's put the fly on. Okay, super bomber, waterproof fly, and this also really expands your capacity because it's got a cool vestibule that pops out. The hardest part is just getting it lined up and putting it on the right way. I look for the 2, because it's got the 2 doors, the 2 zippers. So look for those as your guide. Another thing I kind of mess up sometimes, the Big Agnes label goes on the outside. So it's easy to put it on inside out. I'm giving away all my struggles just so you won't have to worry about them yourself. Okay, so I'm lining up the doors. I might have it flipped backwards. Yes, I do have it flipped backwards. Yep. Oh, I just noticed something that's kind of cool that helps you line it up. This yellow piping here goes in line with the tent poles. It's like, so that's a nice little feature to help you get it on the right way. I might have lied. Did I lie about that? No, I don't think I lied. Okay. Okay, yes, it's coming together. All right. It's also got these reinforced parts that line up with where the tent pole is. So it's a nice way for you to kind of know, especially if it's the middle of the night, it's dark, you're trying to set up your tent. It's nice to have those landmarks that kind of help you get your fly lined up. Because usually it's raining when you're trying to do this. So then the fly will buckle right into where the tent poles are. This is a really cool little feature. So that buckles in right there. And then on the front points, these are also, the buckles are color coded. So the ones up front here are white, the one in the back are yellow. So you kind of can know, oh, wait, white goes with white, yellow goes with yellow. Again, seems really obvious, but when you're in a storm or it's the middle of the night, you're trying to set this up, those things really help. So you get your buckles in. All right, and you can see it's already starting to take shape here. So this is where you start staking things out. So you've got more stakes and you want to pull the tent away, or the fly away from the tent. And what that's going to do is create this nice space where all of your body heat and condensation is not going to get wadded up on the inside of the tent and drip on you. It's going to have the space to escape and keep you dry from the outside, but also keep you dry from the inside. So often people will kind of blow off staking out the fly, but it functions a lot better if you stake it out. Where's my hammer? There it is. Okay. So you stake this all the way out. This is the really super nice feature, is this vestibule. You end up getting bonus space with the fly on. So what this does, which is amazing, especially if you're bikepacking, backpacking, is you've now both sides have a vestibule, one for each person, where you can fit a whole ton of gear. So you can have, your clothing bag in there protected. You can have your shoes, your helmet, so that you're not taking up space inside your sleeping space of the tent, but you've got this whole extra gear space to keep your stuff dry. So I love this vestibule. Even if it wasn't going to rain, the fly is worth it, because even kind of just having your stuff out of the sun, or having it kind of protected from the wind or bugs or anything else. So that's a really cool feature that I love. All of these are guy lines. So again, the whole point of it is to stake these out to pull the fly away from the tent so the condensation doesn't build up on the inside, and you've got sort of this double wall kind of a thing where the airflow can keep you from getting wet from the inside out. So that is the Tiger Wall, Big Agnes Tiger Wall Ultralight Bikepacking Tent. If you like this video, give us a little thumbs up and let us know your questions and what else you want to hear from me. Thanks for tuning in. You just clip it in, strap it up. Tighten it.